Frog, and today we are continuing doing video game. I'm so used to say continuing, but just got out of work. Pretty good spirits. Sweating my ass off again, even though we had storms the last 2 days. And what's crazy, I was doing some recording, and I did some Splatoon 2 recordings. Sound fine, but I was going to play the Angry Video Game Nerd Part 2 game, and my phone ran out of battery, because I swear every time I thought I have it charging, and I looked up and it didn't record after recording Splatoon 2. So that's kind of good anyways, because we were having major thunderstorms, so it probably would have made it sound like shit anyways. So I'm planning to redo that again. And then, I don't know, might do some retro stuff. But I'm also just stumbled across an idea of doing, maybe if I do it tonight, on Friday, maybe I could do some Captain Toad, was it map treasure hunt, something like that. It's a game that was a spin-off from Super Mario 3D World, and they had put like a little miniature adventure with Captain Toad. You play as Captain Toad, and I guess people liked it enough that Nintendo went ahead and made a Wii U game out of it, and it got ported, I believe, to the 3DS. I'm not exactly sure how good that could be, but it's also on the Switch, so I'm not exactly sure which one. I might do the Switch version, because right now I'm also doing the Pikmin 3 DLC. So, gameplay. So, I got a lot of things I want to do this weekend. I got a lot of gameplay I want to do. All the videos I have, there's some I still got backlogged, but I burned through a lot of them. Even though I did like 1 or 2 here and there. Like yesterday, I only released WWF Big Eagle World Championship Thursday, and then I did some streaming on Fortnite. Then today, on Friday, what the fuck? This guy just like stopped short on me. So today, during my last break of the work week, I decided to release the finale for now until I find another wrestling belt. Is the WCW United States Championship belt. And honestly, I really like the United States Championship. Actually, the later version looked great. The earlier version, the one that was more well known, that like Steve Austin held, and Dustin Rhodes held, and like Ricky the Dragon Steamboat held. And I'm talking about that really old one with it's all like red and white. I mean, that's a good looking belt, but I put that even lower than that one. But the United States title, just right after that one, it looks like the current one. Well, not the current one. The latest WCW version of the United States belt, but like it's kind of skinnier, but taller, and has 4 plates instead of 2 plates, and I kind of like. Usually, I like having the more plates, the better. Side plates, I mean. But I kind of really like the 2 big side plates. Apparently, they're curved. I did not know until I held it in my hands. Like, oh, they're curved. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So right now, my game plan is I'm gonna hit this one vintage stock, go to the game store, go to the vintage stock behind that, even though I know it's pointless. You gotta do it. It's a round trip. I'm not planning to pick up anything big time, by the way. I already did that buying the Super Famicom. And by the way, I'm want to do a unboxing for that and make some gameplay. But let me give you guys a fun tip. If you guys have a Super Nintendo and if you open the flaps on the cartridge slot, and if you look down, there's 2 slots that you could take pliers and break those flaps off. That was their way of stopping you playing their Japanese Famicom games, Super Famicom games. If you do that, you can play Super Famicom on your Super Nintendo. But I didn't want to do that to my Super Nintendo. Plus, I mean, I agree with Dave Rose that the Super Famicom is a lot better looking console than the Super Nintendo. So, and honestly, people are gonna hate on me for this one, but I'm more between the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. I'm a Sega Genesis guy, almost. I think I lean more to Sega Genesis because I grew up with a Sega Genesis. My parents got it for Christmas one year. I think it was 1990 or 1991. It was somewhere right around there. Couldn't believe the graphics. It was kind of mind-blowing when... It was almost mind-blowing when you went from Atari 2600 to the NES. I mean, it would probably even be more mind-blowing if you went from Atari 2600 to the Sega Master System, because the Sega Master System was superior in graphics and almost everything. But then Sega Genesis released it, I think it would have been in 88 in Japan, but I'm pretty sure worldwide it was 89. I could be wrong with those years. But Super Nintendo was more superior than Sega Genesis. The only thing that Sega Genesis was superior in that was how fast the graphics could go. And that's why they call it blast processing. someone's like, so blast processing actually does exist. It's just, it's why they could say fast graphics, even though Nintendo proved on NES they could go just as fast, but the NES than as on, say, Genesis. And what's crazy, they compare Sonic, usually Sonic 1 or 2, against, like, games like Mario Kart. I'm like, this is completely two different types of games. Plus, in Sonic games, yeah, they'll let you run fast for a second, but instead let you get your high on how fast you go, there's always a little obstacle to either stop you in your tracks or bounce you back or hurt you. So there's only one part, I think, in like Sonic 2 they ever let you just go as fast as you beat the screen. But that's the only time I think it was in the chemical plant. But I'll be right back. I'm at Vintage Stock. So I'll talk to you later. Alright guys, so I got out of that Vintage Stock. There's a couple things, but it was mainly the same. Looks like they're doing the exact same thing like the other stores. I mean, this one still has a bunch of games, but it looks like they're consolidating the games down. I mean, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they're taking in as much games anymore. Maybe my local game store is kicking their ass, and hopefully they are, because they are, like I said, the second best game store I've been to. Definitely the best in Oklahoma, I know, because I picked up some great shit. I mean, shoot, I picked up my Philips CDI there. I mean, how often you find a Philips CDI? And they get imports a lot, like a lot of times, like Famicom, Super Famicom, Japanese, Sega Saturn, or PlayStations. They get all types of interesting stuff, like the Coleco Atom, or is it the ColecoVision Atom computer? That I think they still have. I would love to get it, but the box is huge. The freaking thing is huge. And I'm shocked they still have the box. I'm wondering, do I go all the way into town to that Vintage Stock? I don't know. Probably not. So, I'm thinking probably not, though. So, I was thinking about this. I've been having problems. Now, I would definitely suggest no one to buy a Hyperkin Retron 5. I mean, I have two broken ones now, and they're not cheap. It's not like, unlike, I paid, like, retail, like $140, $150, and one's just fried, it won't start up, and the other, it has a broken pin, I think, in the, say, Genesis slot, and because of that, it won't let you play any other games, because it thinks there's a Sega Genesis game in there. So I'm like, fuck. I mean, I might be able to swap the cartridge connector slot thing of the other broken one, and maybe I can get away with that one. But it's ridiculous. Let's go this direction. It's just crazy. I'm like, apparently, I guess they don't make a good product. I mean, I thought it was awesome. I was like, okay, something happened. I stupidly put the power adapter, like a different power adapter, and it fried it. And then I was kind of hoping I would take the power adapter from the new Retron 5 and see if maybe it would work. Nope, no power. It's ridiculous. Like, it should be really good because thing plays Famicom, it plays NES, plays Super NES, it plays Super Famicom, it plays Sega Genesis. I'm pretty sure it plays. I think if the cartridge slot was a little bit bigger, you could have played 32X games if they were smart enough to figure that one out, or have it play imports. But you can play with an adapter. You can play Sega Master System games on the cartridge, on the Sega card that's like looks like a TurboGrafx game card, and with their versions you could also play the Game Gear games. So, and then obviously you can play, and you can play Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. So it was a great thing to have. And if they were smart enough, they would figure out a way to add, an add-on to it where it could play CDs. Like, you'll play Sega CD games. And this is what I think it should. They should have an add-on that plays Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and Sega Dreamcast. Should let you play PlayStation 1, I was going to say Xbox, maybe PS2 and Xbox original, and maybe GameCube. After that, you're asking a little too much. And then maybe like a card slot that would be able to play TurboGrafx games and PC Engine games and Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, Sega card games. I mean, but they would make these other systems, like they made a GBA or a Game Boy Advance console. And it's not even, like, fully flushed out. So I'm like, so what about the one on the Retron 5? I mean, it's years older than this thing, but it says beta. I'm like, so you're selling a product that says it's beta. I mean, yes, they can send you patches, but to me, I think that's BS. I remember we just drove by a Mazio's. Mazio's is one of our pizza joints. It's a franchise chain around here. At least in Oklahoma, I know. I don't know if it's famous, more known in the other states. But my grandma honestly grew up during, I assumed the Depression years, and she pinched those pennies. What's funny, I had a brother and sister. So me, my brother, and my sister, and then a lot of times we have 2 other cousins, and then younger. I think it was the 5 of us, but it could have had a couple other cousins, younger ones, but I'm pretty sure it was just the 5 of us. And my mom would pay for half of us, half of us would get plates, the other half would get trays, and we would use the tray as a plate. And then you're thinking like, damn, it gets worse. She stole a lot from Mazio's. She took cups from Mazio's. She took plates from Mazio's. And she was good at it, too, apparently. And I don't see why they had some of these security people has to watch out for old people, because I heard old people like steal batteries. I'm like, interesting. So it was hilarious. So we would have like 5 plates from Mazio's, and I would eat off them all the time because they're plastic. Instead of using, I was Butterfingers all the time, so why would I want to take a chance using a glass plate? And also, we had the cups, and I think I remember how she would do it. I think she would have paper towels or napkins, put one plate on the bottom, put pizza in there, stash a bunch of pizza, put another plate on top, then wrap it in napkins. And I'm like, oh my God, I would have been embarrassed if I was older. I was a child, so didn't think much. But like I said, I would be embarrassed. Because what was crazy is that when I only had 2 people come up for my wedding from my family. And honestly, a lot of my family lives in Oklahoma. So I was like, I'm not going to ask them to fly or travel to Pennsylvania. So luckily I had my mom and grandma fly up to Pennsylvania for my wedding. And I was trying to get my wife to go with us to eat, but I think she was busy doing something. I don't remember, but so I took them to our place that we usually go for Chinese food. Sometimes it tastes great, sometimes like blah. And I guess sometimes you gotta be careful on who's the chef, I guess. But there's one part I don't want to tell you guys because it's a little disgusting. I might have told some people, but I'm not going to tell you guys because it'd be too gross. It'd be too gross to talk about it. So, the gross thing is what my mom did. I mean, my mom's health is always in poor shape. So, but, so, my grandma, at this Chinese food restaurant, you would either order what you want to eat, or you can eat the all-you-can-eat buffet. So, usually we'll do the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I suggested that to them. So, when we finished, my grandma tried to, do the nausea thing with them. Or I think she got like one of those styrofoam containers, filled it up with Chinese food, and she tried to do that, and she's like, "Oh, well, it's all you can eat." And they're like, "Oh, you can eat here." No, like, oh my God, she's trying to steal food again. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she just had to pay for that food or they took it back and dump it. I don't know. I was like, oh my God, you really gonna pull that stunt here? I'm shocked. I'm not even. I might have heard about. She actually probably got arrested once doing something like that. I could be wrong, but it would shock me if she'd been picked up for that stuff. But I don't think about that when I think about my grandma. I mean, she passed her in 2020. And it was like right in the middle of pandemic. And so everyone's like, either are you gonna wear a mask or not? I mean, we're family, and I think that's where you most. Well, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want my freaking channel to get striked for having misinformation. Even though it's your. You have the right to speech. So if I want to air my opinion, YouTube, I would like to air about something and not get strike down because misinformation. Well, I guess I'll stop here. So I am going to check out the game store. What's funny, they got a hookah lounge right beside the game store. What's funny, now you got that, and I wouldn't doubt it smells like pot. Because now pot is legal here. So, I'll talk to you guys in the future. See ya. Alright, so not only I got out of the game store, I got out vintage stock. I actually saw a cool looking Atari game, but they wanted $15 for it. I'm like, fuck you. I ain't paying for Atari games. Especially, I don't know how much that game goes, but I'm like, screw it. I'm struck out again. So, I mean, there's a couple. I'm thinking about looking at Super Famicom games. What I really need to do is take a picture of all the Super Famicom games. And I wouldn't mind starting collecting them. So, I don't know. See. So, I don't know what I'm going to do the next couple days. Maybe Saturday, or I'll maybe take a run. But I do gotta go get a tag for the car, so unlikely, but possible. I'm just not sure yet. So I'm gonna let you guys go. You guys have a good day. I'll see you. Bye.